there, my name's Dane the Metra. Welcome to the video. It's a little bit different to what I normally do. This time it's on an adventures one. I don't really collect these, however, the reason I got this one is because it came with Ace, you can see here. And I thought it was a really good detailed model. And on the model railway, I think, whether it's a Thomas one or say just a normal sort of die-cast vehicle, they look great alongside the 00 and HO engines on the layout. That's my personal view. And I've had people ask me recently, am I going to do any more Ertl updates? And the answer, obviously, about my Ertl collection, the answer is no, because I've got most of them already now. And I only really do videos of what I want to do now, really. I still listen to people's comments and that, but so mainly I do things that I want to do. And it's like today I went down to Chester Country Park. There's a railway museum there, and I picked up this little business card of another railway that I've not been to, and I've looked at the website and it's quite interesting, and they're trying to look for volunteers for this little miniature railway. And also next year as well, I've booked tickets to go to a railway that I've not been to before, a place called Statfold Barn. And it was interesting because a couple of years ago now I went to Worley, which is a model railway show held at the NEC in Birmingham every year, and I saw one of their engines there. So as I say, that was quite interesting to see. And I mean, this year as well, I've been over to the Great Central Railway a few times, and I've said that that's definitely one of my favourite ones because it's got two tracks running side by side, which is great for photo opportunities, filming opportunities. And I went to Wales this year and went to a few great railways there. And while I was in Wales as well, I picked up a little model of double fairley that I went on the Festiniog Railway. And Festiniog would definitely have to be my favourite narrow gauge engine. Narrow gauge railway, sorry. But yeah, no, this year I've been to quite a few events, so not just railways, but other things as well. So like I said, I got this recently. I got this on, it'll be on Thursday now that I got this. And I got this from a shop in Rusden called the Original Factory Shop, which is basically stuff out of the factory, quite cheap. While I was there, I also picked up the new Bachmann Rosie, and I got that from a shop called Tootly Thomas, which is an online shop. I get a lot of my stuff from there over the years. So I definitely recommend looking there. Like I said, it's a really nice shop, all sorts of Thomas stuff to get. But like I said, I mainly got this because it comes with Ace, and I like the detail on him, or most of it anyway. On the front there, on the bumper, as you can see, it's yellow, whereas if you look at this picture of Ace, it should actually be black. And then underneath as well, they've gone and painted it yellow, and it's just little things like that, because in real life, how many cars would be painted yellow underneath, little details like that really. But other than that, I think it's great. And if you look at this photo of Ace, I think it's fair to say that he's fairly in scale. And I don't really watch Thomas anymore. I often get people asking me, about Thomas. And obviously Thomas was originally made using models. It was a live action series, and I really liked it personally when it was the models. I'm not as keen on it now without the models really. I just think the models had that little bit more charm. And also as well, Wallis and Comet have come back recently in a television advert for a shop called Jules. And so although Wallis and Comet isn't the same about Peter Sallison, who died a few years ago, it's great to see them back, and at least they're still sticking with the old traditional animation methods. So like stop motion using clay. And I think, when you look at things like Wallis and Comet, there's a lot more sort of work that goes in behind the scenes and that. I'm not saying that there isn't with CGI. Obviously CGI stands for computer generated imagery. I don't have a thing against CGI. I've watched other films like Toy Story, which was actually the first one to use CGI. That's really good. But yeah, on the whole, I just think, CGI just isn't for Thomas really. And obviously this model, I used to say it was quite cheap, because I say it was from the factory shop. And it comes with this Thomas, and this Thomas has been decorated as like a sort of a racing sort of superhero. And I'm not as keen on that really. Another thing with these adventures ones as well is, they're quite hard to uncouple on that, I find, as well, compared to the older Ertl diecast ones. And although, as I said before, Ertl wasn't always fantastic with scale, I think it's a lot better than these ones that they produce now. But say that's my opinion. But yeah, I'm not as keen on the Thomas, but say the Ace, I'm definitely keen on, and definitely one that I'd use on my model railway. So as I mentioned earlier, I got Bachmann Rosie. Rosie is now in a new livery. Rosie used to be painted more of a sort of a lavender lilac colour. So she's now got a new livery. And like I said, I'm not as keen on the new, I don't think I'm as keen on the new livery on Rosie as that was her old one, because I thought her old livery made her a bit more unique. But so I'm not allowed to open that till Christmas, because that Rosie is a Christmas present. So when I've opened that, I'll be doing more of a review on that. Bachmann have also announced that they're going to be bringing out other characters as well, like Daisy, the diesel rail car, who's one of my favourite ones. There isn't actually a picture of her to show yet, but nevertheless, you know, I think that would be really good to bring out. Also, it's a little bit different because most of the diesel engines they've brought out in the range in Bachmann so far have been diesel shunters. Obviously, Daisy being diesel rail cars, a little bit longer, a little bit more different design, so I'll be looking forward to getting that hopefully in the future. They've also announced they're bringing out Peter Sam in the 009 range. Again, Peter Sam's one of my favourite ones, and one of my favourite stories of him was a special funnel when he got given his brand new funnel. I'm sort of surprised they haven't brought out the handle first, as he's engine number 3. Obviously 3 comes before 4, which is what Peter Sam is, engine number 4. Was also lucky to see Sir Handel's basis this year on the Talclin Railway when I went to Wales. I've been there a few times, again quite a nice railway. Obviously I mentioned about Statfold Barn earlier. With Statfold Barn you can't just turn up on the day, you have to buy tickets in advance, which is sort of good and bad really, because I mean I've been to railway things where you can buy tickets on the day and the carriages have been too overcrowded, whereas at least when they give out a certain amount of tickets, at least you know hopefully the train's not going to be too overcrowded. So it's got its pros and its cons really. But yeah, that's what I like really, so going to lots of different railways. But I'm not going to Statfold Barn until let's say May next year. So again, yeah, I really like this model of Ace. I think as well they've captured the face quite well on him. You can see there, and I like obviously the little detail at the tyre on the top there. So mostly all the way around. I mean, there's bits on the front where it could be black, and obviously the lights on the back. Again, there could be detail, but it's quite nice. Also, to my knowledge, Ace is the first racing car they've ever brought out in Thomas. I mean, I've sort of had dreams of them bringing out racing cars before. There's only ever been racing cars in the magazine stories. A Thomas the Tank Engine. I mean, there was also the Sodal Racetrack, but in one of the episodes, but none of the no racing cars appeared in that episode, unfortunately. So yeah, the Ace is the first sort of racing car, rally car, and I mean there was a few others to my knowledge in the film as well, but as I say, I haven't really watched the film. I don't really watch Thomas anymore. Like I said, I just like collecting these little figures and that. And like I said, nowadays I say most of my videos are me going to different railways and looking at them really. So that's what I do now. Mainly, like I said, with your videos, I think it's always on YouTube important to do what you like, not what other people like all the time. You know, and that's what I mainly do on my channel. Do what I like, and I think hopefully when I do the videos, it shows a lot more when you're doing something that you're passionate about. But that's it for the time being. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.